What is the most amount of money you've ever made in a month, and what's the most amount of money you've ever lost in a month?
So the single biggest deal we've ever done, we netted over $1 million. So I mean that month was great. That was seven figures. And then most I've ever lost in a month, I mean like 5 or 10, but like in a deal, probably 40.
All right, so I'm here with.
Austin Rutherford.
So first off, he just, he gave an amazing speech, up there. We're at the DM conference. So I wanted to say, just story about your grandma. That was absolutely amazing, and the private jet and all that stuff, man. So, just got a couple questions for you. All right. So, first question: how big is your portfolio? All right, and what is your daily income from that portfolio?
So it's about $26 million portfolio. There's no way that's right. One more second.
The fact you have to calculate it, that's pretty impressive. So we can do monthly. What's your monthly income?
So monthly, so I got 140 units times about $1,500 a month. It's about $210,000 a month.
That's crazy. That is say after expenses and stuff like that, or is that before
That's
expenses?
gross. That's gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess how long did it take you to get to that type of portfolio?
So I've been investing for about 9 years, but I've been like really focusing on building the portfolio for about 3 years now.
That's so impressive, man. Congratulations. All right, so it's the either or question. All right, so would you rather make $5,000 a day for the rest of your life or get $18 million up front?
18 mil.
18
So
million up
I can
front.
take 18 mil, and you can make, call it 10% on that, divided by 12. What was it? Five grand a day?
$5,000 a day.
So I can take
5,000 a day.
18 million and do about, at 10%, so $150,000 a month.
Okay.
If you divide that by 5,000, that's $30 a day. That's 5 grand a day. So, I mean, mathematically it's kind of the same, but I would still take the money today because I know I can grow that exponentially.
So you take the 18 million up front.
For sure.
Okay, let me ask you this: how would you invest or spend 18 million dollars?
I'm a real estate guy, so I'll take that to go buy more real estate. So if you just buy it turnkey, you can leverage typically 5 to 1. So if you take round at $20 million, that $20 million can buy you $100 million in real estate. So, but there's a lot more strategies where you can put significantly less than that. So that 18 million could probably turn into 100, 200, 300 million dollars in real estate.
Wow, I love that, man. High level answer. High level answer. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. All right, so what is the most amount of money you've ever made in a month, and what's the most amount of money you've ever lost in a month?
So the single biggest deal we've ever done, we netted over $1 million. So I mean that month was great. That was seven figures. And then most I've ever lost in a month, I mean like 5 or 10, but like in a deal, probably 40.
Wow.
But we got one now. We might lose 100. So
Really?
that's part of it.
Okay. So if you want to kind of, you said $1 million, in a month. I guess, how does your mindset after you get that money, right? Is it like, hey, I got to keep going, or is it kind of like, hey, I'm content with this $1 million that I made?
No. I mean, I made $100,000 4 days after my 22nd birthday, and I went back to work. I went back to college. I didn't spend a penny. I reinvested every single day. Like, I didn't buy a pair of sneakers. I didn't go out to dinner. I didn't go on vacation. I didn't do anything. I put every single penny back into the business. So, like it's always, for me, it's like, what's next?
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
I love that mindset. What's next, man? Just keep it going regardless of, wins, losses, keep it moving forward. All right, the last two questions. If you had $25,000 to your name, that's it, right? Yep. And you wanted to get started in investing, how would you invest that money now?
Hire a coach and start marketing.
Okay.
I'm a big believer in education. You need to know what you're doing. I believe in learning from other people. And how would I invest it? I would put it into marketing because people like start real estate and they're like, hey, I'm not going to spend money in marketing until I get my first deal.
Yeah.
Like, well, how are you going to get your first deal?
Yeah.
So, and there's different ways to market, right? You can do driving for dollars, you can do direct mail, you can do cold calling, you can pay your cell phone bill, pick up the phone. So it's like whatever money you have. Like I was spending maybe $1,000 a month in marketing when I first started, but it was every penny that I had at the time.
I see.
But yeah, I would put it in marketing for sure.
I love that. And I love that the answer is education first. You know what I mean? Because again, you can't know what you don't know, right?
I mean, so I've been doing a lot in the single family space. I'm trying to do more in the commercial space. And as I'm making this pivot, this is recent, this is within the last couple months. As I'm doing this, I already went and found one of the best commercial coaches and paid $32,000 for a mentorship. Wow. So it's like I find the person that's doing it at the highest level that I know, and I pay to learn from those people.
I love that. And just out of curiosity, $32,000, what do you think your return on that and type of investment may be?
I mean, our first deal, we're in it for about $800. It's worth $1.5. Next deal, we're in contract. We're buying it for $2. It needs $1 million in rehab. It's worth $6. So that's $3.75 million right there.
Wow. That's powerful. Some people hear the 32 and think, oh, that's a limiting belief, but wow, that's powerful. All right, last question.
My first mentor in this business, I paid $25,000 to, and I made $107,000 net on my first deal. That's a 4x return.
That first deal, that's crazy. These are insane numbers. Some people don't want to spend $100 for a coach, and you're spending $25,000 to get a 4x return. So, all right, last question for you. If you had to give advice, all right, to anyone who maybe wants to get started or kind of, follow along your path, what advice would you give to that person who may be a little afraid to get started?
Fear is a real thing. We all have fear, right? I have fear every single day. I just got done speaking on stage in front of 200, 250 people, and right before I went up, I had fear, right? So in life, there's times where I said old ceilings become new floors. So there's times you're going to hit this ceiling, right? That fear sets in, and whatever it is in your aspect, most people backpedal from that. That's the moment of breakthrough, right? So I run towards fear now instead of running away from it, and it's changed my life. And then also get rid of the if. Most people don't ever do anything because of the if. If real estate's going to work, if I'm ever going to get my first deal, if I'm going to find a buyer, if I'm going to be able to raise money. It's if. The cool thing about real estate, it's been done time and time again, proven by millions of people that it works. So it's not an if game, it's a win game. And if you get rid of the doubt and the negativity of the if, the win will happen sooner.
I love that, man. I love that. Listen, make sure you follow him on, just the gems that he puts out, the content that he puts out. It's not only is it entertaining, but it's educational, right? And I think with social media, you don't find that too often, right? You get the education or you get the entertainment, but with your stuff, it's education and entertainment. And yeah, man, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that again, man. So.